Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gaura Premanande. Bande Gurun Isha Bhaktan Isham Ishavatarakan Prakasham Satat Sakti Krishna Chaitanya Sangyakam Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadesatarine Vancha kalpatarubhyascha Kripa sindhubhyaeva cha Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namo Narayanam namaskritya Naram chaiva narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Rudinaishchiki Made Kabandha Matsangin Madguro Manmadhana Mannistaraka Madbhagya Madananda Namastute Asadhu Sadhutadain Atini Chochataraka Hanancha Kadachinma Premnarit Kanthaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our Unit 3, Bhakti Vaibhava, Canto 1. So today we are going to continue from chapter 9. So far we have completed prayers of Queen Kunti, Srila Prabhupada says teachings of Queen Kunti. So what we are discussing in yesterday's class, you have something to tell us? Yes, Matli, what did you learn?
Kunti Mataji, he was saying that Janma Ishware Shrutushu, because of that we cannot sincerely call out Krishna's name. So then she was telling how Krishna is time and all dissensions are because of social intercourse. And then further it is
Okay. Yes, Puruji.
First we started with the class like one question that people if they are going to demigods also and coming to Lord Krishna also, what is the difference? So in that we explained that when we are going and asking from the demigods, so they are not ensuring that we will not go further down. But Krishna, although he is like, okay, see, take it, but he makes sure that we don't go down further.
You come to Krishna, what can Krishna do? This is what you want. Okay, yes, Puruji.
Krishna likes to bewilder the non-devotees, so he likes to play his childlike nature. So he accepted himself as when Kunti Devi was accepting him as a supreme lord. He didn't like the feeling of being situated in that position, and so she was bewildered. She was thinking, well, how is it that Yashodhama why is he so scared of Yashodhama? I mean, she saw him as being feared by Yamaraj, he personified himself. So for her, she was bewildered. She was thinking, how is she so scared of? How is he so scared of her? And it's because he likes to not necessarily just downplay himself, but he likes to enter the arena of being treated in that way, so he can enact his pastimes.
Good. So today also we're going to further discuss in this section, chapter 9, where Bhishma Devi is saying, Jasyanubhava Bhagavan, Jasyanubhava Bhagavan, Shiva Guhyatamam, Guhyatamam Shiva. See, Anubhava of the Lord is not known to everybody. What is Anubhava? This is one of the Anubhava, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna, being Supreme, he can release everybody from the tie of this material world. But he himself accepted the tie of Mara Yashoda, that is loving tie. And keeping his head down, he is crying like an ordinary child. This expression, which is becoming manifest through Krishna's behavior, this is the extent of his love with his mother. Who can understand this anubhava? So we're going to discuss this again today. Bhishma's prayer. Furthermore. Yes, any other point you remember from yesterday's class? Yes, Mataji.
So she's thinking about how many enemies now will be disturbing the Pandavas. So Krishna, don't go. Then she's thinking about the Dwarkavasis. Then she's thinking, please break all the ties so that she can get above this.
Okay.
And be more broad-minded and non-partial.
Okay.
And then Krishna enters the kingdom, and when he's trying to leave, again Yudhishthira Maharaj, he stops.
Okay.
Krishna.
Okay, we will come back to you. Today we are going to start with your point. Yes.
In one point we were discussing like how demons, they are thinking that Lord is not partial because of our material contamination.
Lord is partial.
And Lord is not partial, but demons, they are feeling that Lord is partial.
Partial, yeah.
Because of the material contamination, we are not able to understand that how Krishna is not partial. This point.
In this connection, that is called Vastu Sadgunya. Means every object has a particular quality. Just like sun god is not partial. Sun ray is distributed everywhere. It falls on that stone which has the capacity to absorb the sunlight and become so powerful to become Surya Kantamani. Or you can say that stone which absorbs the sunlight because of its own quality. Whereas the same sunlight falls on other stones, but those stones does not have the quality to absorb the sunlight and become potent, like Surya Kantamani. So similarly, people who absorb Krishna's mercy, they become more fortunate. Who take shelter of Krishna, they become more fortunate. Krishna is not partial. The sunlight is not partial. Sunlight is flowing everywhere. If the object is fortunate, as the object is qualified to absorb the sunlight, then it becomes precious. Similarly, Lord is equal to all. His mercy is being distributed everywhere. Yes. You want to say something?
we understood the point about Akinchana Gojara. So those who are materially exhausted, they have no choice but to approach Krishna.
No, let us discuss like this. Tvam akinchana gocharam means Krishna is a property of devotees who are materially impoverished, and materially impoverished devotees are the properties of the Lord. Means those who are done with material life, they have no one in their life except Krishna. In that condition, they can understand Krishna. Krishna is known to such kind of devotees. That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Krishna se tomar, Krishna dite paro, tomar sakati ache. Ami to kangal, Krishna, Krishna vali dhai to pache pache. These are the conclusive understanding of the Vedic literature, where he says to a Vaishnava that Krishna is your property. Akinchana gochara. Krishna is the property of the Akinchanas. And Krishna dite paro. Because Krishna is your property, you can give Krishna. Tumar sakati ache. You have that potency to give Krishna. Therefore, Ami to kangal Krishna, Krishna vali. While calling out the name of Krishna, I am running after you, behind you. So please help me to understand Krishna. So, Akinchana gochara. Krishna is the property of the Akinchanas. Akinchana means Krishna likes to remain under the control of his devotees. That's why Krishna does not very easily give Krishna prema to everyone. Why? Because if he gives Krishna prema to everyone, then he will be controlled by such a person. Do you think you want to get controlled by somebody so easily? You don't want to get controlled by anybody. That's why you don't give yourself so easily to anyone. Anyway, but Krishna doesn't want, but Krishna also likes to be controlled by his devotee. That's why he is God. Because he likes his loving reciprocation with his devotees. This is what we're going to see today again. So, yes, Mataji was making a point that Kunti Mahani was praying that Sneha Papam Midam Chinnim Dridham Pandu Subhishnisu Sneha Pasam Imam Chindim Dridham Pandu Subhishnisu. Kunti Maharani is praying to Krishna to cut off his attachment to both the parties, Vishnus and Pandavas. So, what are appropriate, inappropriate application of Kunti's prayer to save her one's family affection? Yes.
She wanted to pray for pure devotional service, because that would allow her to detach herself from the family and allow her to, just like the Goswamis did, to serve the greater population, you could say the fallen souls.
So what are the appropriate and inappropriate application of these prayers?
In our life or like in whose life? Kunti Maharani's life?
Your life.
Consider the devotees being worthy to be rejected.
That is inappropriate. That is inappropriate, yes. Then, what is the appropriate application of this?
To cut the material aspects of our spiritual relationship.
Okay. Yes.
To remain on the Bodhisattva platform.
That is.
That would be to still see them as family members and serve them as family members, because then that would be against the whole point of our praying for this in the first place anyway.
So then what should we do?
She should learn and practice to see them as the soul, because that would allow her to then gain freedom.
You see, Vrishnis and Pandava, they were devotees of the Lord. Right? Vrishnis and Pandava were devotees of the Lord. So what Kunti Mani is praying?
That skin connection that she is seeing, that my this rather than this Krishna's devotees, because perspective is different when I see from my relatives, my children or my brother, rather than seeing from Krishna's, they are all parts of Krishna. And in spite of that, she can still have the human affection and all, we cannot remove that. Like Arjuna, when his son died, he did not, no crying, he cried. So those human affections and all, we have to show them, not like,
Okay, yes.
The other point was that because they're actually, her family are still actually devotees, isn't it? So the thing is even if she was to serve them, then she would have to do it within the right mentality as well. Because how we apply the philosophy is how Krishna will receive it. And the other point is if she's serving the devotees of Krishna, then Krishna sees the devotees as dearer to him than himself. So sometimes the service to the family members can be dearer to service to him directly.
So what is the mood manifested in Kunti's prayer in this connection? What she is trying to do? They are the devotees, but still she is saying, please cut off my attachment to both the parties. What she is praying for?
She just wants to release the bodily concept of gratifying her senses
Yes.
and seeing them as the body.
Yes, she doesn't want to identify her relationship with them in form of bodily connection, in terms of bodily connection. What she is expecting?
To raise the platform of understanding to the soul, seeing them as a soul, isn't it?
That's what I'm asking, what she is praying in the next verse.
To return back to Buddha.
Make the relation on the best like soul platform, because
See that verse?
still she was
Look at the book. त्वयि में अनन्य विषया मतिर मधु पते सकृत रतिम उद्भतारद्धा गंगे औघम मुदन्मती.
Not let the mind flow to you, Krishna, like the river ocean.
This is a very important mood. You see, she is not upset. She doesn't want to become upset also, because anyway they are her children and Vrishnis are her father's side family members. So, and both of them are actually connected with Krishna. But her trouble is, I don't want to see anyone, even though they are they are Krishna's devotee, because of my bodily relation, I don't want to see them as my own in that connection. And that is creating a hindrance for me to become an unalloyed devotee of the Lord. I just simply want to fix my attention onto Him. So that means a devotee, while living in this material world, any kind of relationship is coming in between Krishna and the devotee, they have to be very careful in handling such kind of situations, and with all means they should try to increase their attraction for Krishna, their attachment for Krishna. That's what Gange Vavamudana, just like Ganga, without being hindered by any kind of obstacles on the way, she keeps on flowing to unite with the ocean. If you see the course of journey of Ganga, who started from Himalaya mountain On the way, she had to go through many big boulders, very, even surface, and sometimes there was smooth surface also. So she traveled all the way from Himalaya, came to meet with the ocean in the Ganga Sagar place. So she had to go through a very long journey. No amount of hindrance could stop her flow. Similarly, while in this material world, different types of hindrances may be faced by a devotee in course of his devotional journey, but Kunti Mahani is saying, I don't want my devotion to be stopped by any kind of hindrances, including my bodily relations with my family members. What to do? We are born in this world, that's how we already have some connection with some people who we consider as our own, and by default we have developed material attachment with those people. But we have to ensure that in course of performing our devotional service, such kind of bodily relations should not be a hindrance on our exclusive devotion to Krishna. Okay? So in that way, after Queen Kunti, she completed her prayers. Then what happened? Upon hearing these prayers,